Let's start the second class of 3ds Max, and here you have our software. So let me maximize this perspective view. Okay, and for that I'll press Alt W, and here I have. Okay, so you can see one grid is available. So G is the shortcut to have your grid or to off your grid. Okay. Uh, Next comes like if your screen is not perfectly zoomed within this viewport. If it is not perfectly zoomed, just press Z and it will be within this screen. So these are the shortcuts. Now let me show you with this box, simple box, and with this default shading visual style, I'm going to draw it. And here you see that when I'm creating this, one gizmo is, or you can see the UCS is coming, okay, as per your coordinate, right? And it is being placed center, at the center of your model. So right now you have just created the 2D profile, only the area you have just placed, and when you are going to place uh, the height, and the height is placed, and there you see that it is at the origin or the center of this model. Okay, at the center of this model. Now, if I go for this move or any transformation tool, so these three are W, rotate, and scale. So you can either choose this one, move or rotate or scale. You will see that this gizmo is activated. So it is kind of the same kind of option like AutoCAD 3D. There, remember, this move gizmo was there, rotate gizmo was there, scale gizmo was there, and here you will find out like a different option like this way. Okay, so this will help you to move in uh, in X, Y, and Z dimension, or in any particular plane like XY plane or XZ plane or YZ plane. And you have this rotate gizmo also, and we have this scale gizmo also. So W is the shortcut for move gizmo, E is the shortcut for rotate gizmo, and R is the shortcut for scale gizmo. Okay, let me show you all these functions just quickly. So we just hold this and see this X is right now highlighted with the yellow color. So that means you are selecting this X axis. Along this X axis, you can move and just focus on this coordinate section. You can see only the X is being changed, right? Okay, and Y is the same, that is minus 4.911. All right, so only the X is being changed. And this way, if I change, only the Y will be changed. And here the Z will be applicable. So right now, if I hold Alt and mouse middle button, I can rotate the screen, can orbit around. There you can see. So if I need to place at the origin of my grid or the UCS origin, so what I can do, I can here go for this X0, right? When this move gizmo is selected, I will go with this X0, Y0, and Z0, right? So for that, I can quickly do it. How? If I right click on this down arrow, if I right click on this down arrow of this X coordinate, it will be 0. And here also right click on this Y coordinate and right click on this Z coordinate, and there you can see it's placed, right? So right now see that the gizmo is placed at the center of your model, and that position is placed on the origin. Suppose you want to place this corner point at the origin, how can you do it? So for that, you need to change the position of your gizmo, so that you cannot generally drag it like this way. Here in AutoCAD, it was simple to place your gizmo, but here what you have to do, you have to change in this hierarchy. You have to change in this hierarchy. Let's go to this hierarchy, and here we have this effect pivot only. So you can change the pivot, and as because this move gizmo is selected, so you can right now move your pivot. Okay, so the pivot is at the center of your base. Right now you can place it at the corner. Now you see that I cannot find out the exact corner, right? So I can either switch to top view. T is the shortcut for top view. There I can see it properly, but it is still not proper. Like if I zoom it, it maybe there are some chances of error. So for that I need snaps, right? So here I have this snap toggle. S is the shortcut. So here, if you like hold your left click, so here you will find out that we have 2D snap, 2.5D snap, and we have 3D snap. Okay, so let's focus on this 2D snap. Okay, and this is on right now, and here you see that I'm still not able to get this because the snap points may be not highlighted. So right click on it, and here you see that this is the grid and snap settings window, and this is the snap tab, and under this snap tab we have this vertex is on and nothing is on there. So right now let's go for this endpoint, and what is needed, only check that, otherwise it may create confusions. Okay, and you need to remember this symbol so that you can easily identify. And here no OK option is there, so just close it. Right click here, just a second. Let me go to the perspective view there. Okay, so as you can see, this is the 2D snap is on right now. So for this 3D model, I need to check 3D snap, right? So this is only applicable for your 2D shape, right? So I need this 3D snap, and there I can have it. So this is because of this. Let me check the endpoint. Yes. Okay, so right now it is snapped, and here you can align it to the world coordinate system. If it is not aligned, so you can click on this align to world coordinate system, and that is applied. And here you come back to create, and there you can see. Now, if you see that the X is changed, Y is changed, and Z is changed. Now you right click here, X is positioned at 0, Y is positioned at 0, and now let's place the Z, and here it is placed. So this way we can place it. All right. Now again, you can come back to hierarchy. Okay. And here you can click reset pivot. All right. You can click on this reset pivot so that you get it at the default location. Right. Now we have also our rotate gizmo, which will help you to rotate along this x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis like this way. And you can also apply some particular angle there. So there you can type this way also, like in the x direction. Let me go for the 0 first, and then in the x direction, let me place 90 degrees. So it will rotate 90 degree. You can rotate 45 also. Okay. So this way also you can go with the precise value in the coordinate section. And we have this scale gizmo option is there. So right now this is the non-uniform scale. And if you hold your left click, you will see we have other options like uniform scale, non-uniform scale, and squash. We have these three options. So let me go with this uniform scale. So even if you are applying this way, so you see that the whole like all the planes are selected, all these axes are selected. So it will generally uniformly scaling all these three. Okay. And you can do it with this also. You can do you can perform the non-uniform scale, like if you stretch along the x-axis only, along the x-axis it can be scaled, and it is applicable in the y also. Right. So now you see that I'm this object is rotated in the 45 direction, and when I'm scaling it, it is being scaled as per the UCS y direction, right? As per this y direction, but I need to scale in along this 45-degree direction. I should scale along this 45-degree direction, right? So that is not being applied here right now. I will show you, definitely I will show you how you can apply that. So let me first show you this the box here. Go with this. Let me draw another box, and there I will apply some more option. Okay, and right click to exit. And this scale is gizmo is the default one. You can change it to W for move gizmo, E for rotate gizmo, R for scale gizmo. And right now this uniform scale is there. You can hold your left click and then click on this non-uniform scale. And right now see that this is not highlighted. All these axes are not highlighted. So you can generally you can perform this way the non-uniform scale, and also you can perform uniform scale. So this non-uniform and uniform scale both can be applied in the same way. Now another option that is uh, another option that is squash. Okay, so hold your left click and then choose. So what is about squash? So if you increase the scale factor along this x-axis, other two axes will be decreased. Here you can see right now the x value is 118, y value is 121, and z value is 121. So let me change in the x-axis, and you see that I'm increasing in the x-axis, but it is decreasing in the y and z axis together. That is the meaning of squash. Okay, and when I'm decreasing these other two axes, y and z, is being increased. Okay. So this will also help you to transform, modify your object. Okay. So that can be applied in the teapot. We have this teapot option. Let me place this teapot, and this creation method is center. You can choose age. So you specify the center first, and based on the center, you will specify the radius, and there it is created. And the segments are 8. You can change the segment as per that you have it. Okay, so make sure you have better segment, and F3 is for wireframe, you can see. Okay, so the more segments you add, the better curve you have. Okay, and this is the body, and we have the handle, so you can uncheck the handle. About the spout, you can uncheck it. About the lead, you can uncheck it. Okay, so let me get back my default shading visual style with the F3 and right click. So there is the scale gizmo. Right now it is 100%. Okay, means scale factor is 1. Okay, uh, what you can do, you can right click here also to have this transform type in window, and this is for scale. So here you have this absolute and offset. So this absolute is from the original value. This will be calculated from the original value, and this one will be calculated from the previous value. Okay, so let me just provide that if I go with this 150 here, absolute value 150 here, and you see that it is applied in the X direction, right? And it is not applied in Y and Z direction. Uh, and if I go for this X and sorry, if I change the value in this section offset, and let's go for like 50 again, and there you see the total value is right now 75 from the original value. So you have decreased 25 in this X direction. So that is how it is applied. This value is calculated from the original value, and this offset is calculated from the previous value. Okay, so you see that we applied 150 into 50, and that is 75, the total percentage from the original value, that is 75%. So that is applied here, and now let me show you that how it can be applied in this direction. So let me get back 100 here. 100 and 100. So let me change in this direction. And you can see another different form is created. Okay, and that is still as a teapot. You can uncheck this lid one, and you have like a vase. So this kind of things can be applied. Now suppose you wanted that teapot, but you want to duplicate that transformation. So for that, what you can do, you can hold your shift button and then you can transform it. So holding the shift button, if you transform, it will create and duplicate, and you can transform it. So here you see that clone option is activated. You can copy instance and reference. So when you do the copy option, so that means it is totally unattached or non-associative or not linked with the main object. And you can name it as a different like teapot or flower vase, like that. You can name it a number of copies you need. One. Here you can apply 2, 3, you can apply. So let's go with the 1 that is applied. Let me just change the position, the W. And for this move also, you can right click here and you have this transform type in window. And from here also you can change the position with the value, typing the value, where you can change the position. Okay, so right now you can see that the value is, let me type 100 and the unit is mm, and that is calculated from the origin. And now if I put offset, so that will be uh, calculated from the last position. So here let me go with 50. So that will be calculated from the last position, and here the value which is calculated from the origin, it will be reflected here. So if I go for 50, enter, and there you see it is right now 150. So 100 plus 50. So here you see the value is reflected, that is calculated from the origin. And here, after applying this, it will always be 0 in this offset section. The values will get 0 after applying it. Only the original value will be visible. So that is the move with the help of transform type in window. And the shortcut is F12. You can also activate with the F12 shortcut. Okay. And we have this scale option also, and we can also move it and clone it. So if you are, let me apply holding this shift button. One more thing, that is if I apply this clone option within this transform type in window, that will not be applicable. So for that, I have to choose any particular axis with my mouse cursor, and then holding your shift button, I can clone it. Okay. Now I'll show you about the instance option. So instance is like you have the link with your uh, main model. Okay. So it's like this object has its individual properties, but it is also linked with the main model, and main model is linked with the clone. So that is your instance. Let me click on OK. And here you can see this is the box and this is the box. If I change any length, you see both gets changed. If I change this one else also, both get changed. That is the meaning of instance. All right. Now, let me uh, create another box. Let me create another box, and holding the shift, I will create another in this direction. And here what I'll do, I will create a reference. So what is the meaning of reference? The clone object is totally dependent on the main object. It doesn't have any individual properties. It will not have any individual properties. That is the meaning of reference. It is totally dependent on the main object. Let me click on OK. The number of copies 1. You can try number of copies 2. Click on OK. So in the same gap, uh, 2 object will be copied. And now you see I'm selecting this one and I'm going to modify, and there you will not find out any properties. You will not find out any properties. So how you can change that? For that, you have to change the main model and everything will be changed. Okay. So you can easily identify this as a reference object. All right. Now, you see that when I'm selecting all this axis, I'm selecting with my mouse cursor. For your quick work, what you can do, you can activate with the uh, keyboard options, like F5 is for X and F6 to switch Y, you see, F7 for your Z axis, and F8 to switch between all the planes, like XY plane, then your YZ plane, then XZ plane. In between this, you can switch it. So let me go with F6, and that is Y is highlighted, and then F12, and there I can type it. Okay, so I can easily go for it. All right. So that will be easier for me and quicker for me. Now, let me show you that I have rotated this object, but the gizmo is aligned as per the world coordinate system or as per the current coordinate system, right? So I need to align the coordinate as per the object. So here I have this reference coordinate system. Here I have this reference coordinate system. So click on it, and here you can either align it as per the view. So as per the view, it will be aligned. So this is all okay. And as per the screen, so it will always be Z towards you, okay, and X at the right side and Y at the top. So it's like this is like a you are viewing from the top. It's like the same. So towards the screen, the Z will always be pointed out. So no matter uh, how you align your screen, how you change your screen, when you apply this screen, it will always be towards you. The Z direction always be towards the screen. Now you can do what is like you can choose the object. You can go for pick and you pick this object, and as per that, you have it. Okay. Now you can choose the scale option. Sorry, this. Yeah. Now you choose this, and along this direction, you can apply this scale or this move. Okay. And we also have like this parent one is there. So this one is for the parent. Okay, so let me just choose this parent one. Uh, just a second. So for that, what I do for the parent, I need to show you like this way, and own it instance, and I will rotate this. Okay. Sorry, just a second. Uh, Indeed, I first rotate this one. That would be good. Now, if I make a clone, uh, I need to rotate in this X direction. So I'll put a value properly so that I can revert it back. That is okay, fine. And the Y direction, let me go with 15 direction. Okay. Now let me go with this move here. I'll hold shift, go with this instance. Okay. And that is, I will make it 0. I'll make it 0 here. Okay. And Okay, so this is right now local. Whatever you select as per that. About the parent, just a second. Okay, so about the parent, I will cover it later. Right now, really, I have forgot it about the parent. Sorry for that. Uh, Now let me show you other options. That is local. So local will give you more flexibility. Like whatever the object is, when you select that object, it will align as per that. Okay, it will select as per that. So no matter like if the object is like this, it will update itself like this way. And for this, it will adapt itself. Okay, for this local object, the coordinate is as per this local object. Okay, for this object, and you select this, it is as per this object. Okay, and we have this pick option. Pick option is like this will be applicable for all. Okay, suppose if I apply this as a pick object, so it will be for all, no matter you select this object or no matter you select this object. So this will be your coordinate system will be applied for all the objects. Okay, so that is your pick and you're currently working. So the working is like the same coordinate that is you are having like UCS. Okay, that is your coordinate. And the local aligned, so you can choose this one and this one. So it's like the same as per the local, it will be aligned. All right, and here you have this option to change the uh, pivot position. Can change the pivot position, so it is right now pivot point center. So this is at the pivot point center. And another option that is selection center. So it would be at the geometric center. It would be at the geometric center. If you change the height, you can see. Okay. So at the geometric center, it is placed. Hold it, and we have this at use transform coordinate center. You can make it unique. And here you see it is right now not dependent with this object. And you remember that this one was also like instance, and here you have this option, make it unique. So it will not be dependent anymore with this. So these are your reference. You cannot make your reference object as unique. If you make this object as unique, you can see these are like still as a reference. These are still as a reference. Okay. So when you made it unique, so this is no more linked with this reference object. These are not linked with this anymore. So when you are making reference, you don't have to make it unique. So how I'm selecting all these objects together? For that, we have this rectangular selection region. You can change it to circular. So you will have this circular region so that you can apply, and how it will be selected window or crossing. So right now this is window selection. So within your window, if the object is covered, right now see this only one object or two object is covered. Those two object is selected only. Now if I go with this window crossing, this is crossing. So that means if I cross over any object, that will be selected. It's like the green window selection in AutoCAD. And we have this window selection that is the similar like blue window selection in AutoCAD. So this how we select, we transform. Yes. Okay. So now let's go for it. Now let me apply some box there. Okay. And about the length and width, I will apply. I'll go for modify and here, let me go for the width. So let me create some object visually. Okay. I just checked. Now let me create some object. So I'm putting random length and width. Let me go for another box. And here I need to place at the top. Now you can see right now it is not as at the position where I need to place it. So for that, what I can do, I can choose this auto grade and at this phase, if I apply the uh, snap and there I can start like this, can apply it. And again, if I off this, there I can apply and you can give the height and it is at this position. So it is like a dynamic UCS in AutoCAD. Again, you can on your snap and with this auto grid. So it what surface you select, as per that you see your coordinates is aligned. And this is right now the XY plane and Z. So along this direction, you will provide your height. This direction is for length and the upper direction is for height. If you are placing your object and creating your object on this surface. Okay, so as per that, it will be aligned. Here you can see. Okay. So it is changed. So this is very critical. You have to see, right? You have to be focused right now, which one is aligned. Later I can change this height. Okay. Now suppose if I create some objects, let me create some objects like without auto grade, without auto grade. If I need some objects, so here let me create one object, this, and I will match the length and width. So let me go with the length like 50 and the width I'll go for 120, enter, and the height I'll go with 20, enter. Okay. And for this also I'll provide the length as 50, enter, and the width I will make it different. Width, like let's go with 65, enter, and the height I'll go with 12, enter. And suppose if I need to bring this object at the top of this object, okay, right, and perfectly aligned with this object. So for that, what you can do, we can go with this align option. Okay. So what you need to do, you first select that object which you need to align, and then click on this align option, and that object with which you will be aligning it. So select it, and you have to select these options. So what you need to apply, like the X position is okay. So I'll not go with the X position. So if you want to apply in the X position also, so that you can do it. And about the Y position, that will be aligned, and the Z position, that will be aligned. Okay. And in the Z direction or in the Y direction, what will be aligned, like center to center, or like pivot point to pivot point, or the minimum. So what is minimum and maximum? So your bottom surface is the minimum, where you have the minimum height or zero height, and your top surface is the maximum, where you have the maximum value for your Z, right? So what you can do, you can check if your pivot is selected at the pivot point, then you can align pivot, and the maximum you can align. So this is your current object, and this orange one is the target object. So for that target object, it will be maximum, and about that, it will be minimum, right? So that is applied. Where you can see, you can click on apply, and just a second, let me have in a position that you can see it properly. Go for align, selecting that object, go for align. Let me select this object, and about the X position, Y position, and Z position. Okay, so let's go for a Z position. Only let's go for Z position first. So current object minimum and target object maximum. That is aligned right now. So I'll go with apply. And now you see that is reset again. And now you can go with X position, then Y position. Okay. And for that, I'll go with center and then center. Okay, at the center, I will align it. As because you see that this is from where I have started the X position for the length. So this is the minimum for my uh, X position. This is the minimum. At the XY plane, the corner which I've started, that is the X, and that is the Y position. And the Z direction, the upper corner are the maximum values. Okay. for my X and Y. So right now just I'm aligning it. So this way I have applied to alignment and now click on OK. And there you can see this is properly aligned at the center. So this way you can align it. All right. So now let me do one thing. Let me show you another alignment. And if I change the width or this, if I change the width, and make a duplicate. Let me click on copy. You can make it instance as well. Let me click on instance. Okay, now what I'll do, I will align this one first with this. And for this, I need to align the X direction only. Okay, the X direction only. And for that, I'll choose minimum and then the maximum, you see, that is that position. So the current object minimum and the target objects maximum. So you can align with the uh, minimum to minimum. Okay, so this side you had started from the left, you had started, so that is the minimum. Okay, and that is aligned. And now let's click on OK. There you can see. So I just only change the X direction. Okay, so at as because it was at the top, only the X direction is changed, not the Z value. And for this also, let me go with this align here, and this will be the target object. So that is right now you see it is applied with the previous value. Now you go with the maximum to the maximum for this one. Okay. And okay. So this way you can align. Right. Whether it is it is to be aligned at the center or at the side. Okay, so this way you can align it. So just focus on this, that you have this options here. So the result may come by one uh, after applying one alignment. It may come after two or more alignments, so that may vary. Okay, don't make sure that it will be only after one alignment, only after one change, it will be at the right position. So that may vary. Okay. And you can also do these things if you are not going for this alignment position. Okay, so you can go for this align orientation, and you can match scale to the target object. With the target object, you can match the scale. So let me do it also. Suppose I have a object like this, and let me go with the E. Or we'll go with the simple examples. Okay, so we get back to world coordinate system, and let's choose this one is selected. Let's go with this align here, and here what I'll do, I'll uncheck this one. So I'll not align the position. Here I'll change the orientation about this one. Okay, so let me just Okay, so let's go this alignment there, and about the x-axis, about the y-axis, about the z-axis. So nothing has changed in the z-axis, so it is right now aligned. Okay, and after that, you can go with the x position and y position and the z position. You want to apply minimum and minimum, or minimum with the center, okay, or center with the center, so that you can apply like minimum to the maximum. Let's apply first minimum to the maximum, and then I will go with the x and y position, at the center, and that is applied. Again, click on apply, and if it is the result, then you can click on this OK. So you see that I have applied 2 or 3 times, and at the center I've placed it. Okay, so this way you can apply it. All right, delete this one. And if you need the other object, the opposite side, and that is symmetrical, so for that you have this mirror option. Okay, and here you have this clone selection, so you can just mirror this. If you are using this option to mirror it only, that you can also do with this no clone selection. And here you will find also copy, instance, and reference option. So you can just simply click on this copy, and mirror axis is X or Y that you can define. And then you can give the offset value, and that is you are doing transformation. You can choose geometry, and let me put some offset. Okay, and if you know the right offset, that is like let me go with the 50. How much it was? 120 was the 120. Okay, and for this, how much it was? So you can check like this one width is 845. So when you are mirroring it, here can go with the transform, and mirror axis is x-axis, and along this x-axis you can put the offset, that is 120 minus 8, that is 11, and with the copy to make it. Okay, click on, and here it is placed. If you need to mirror, you can go this mirror option. Right, so with this mirror align, we can use our primitives, either standard primitives or extended primitives, and we can create some simple objects. So let's create the box. Okay, and I'll go with the cone. So let's switch to top view, and there I'll place one. Okay, and about the height, let's go top, and about the next radius. Okay, so that is created. Let me switch to perspective. P is the perspective, and I need to uh, change this. Sorry, I can rotate, or I can simply change this. This will be changed like here. It will be 3.5. But here it will be 2, and the radius 1, it will be 3.5. 3.5. Okay, so now what I'll do, I will go with the how much it is, the width and all. So width, let me go with 65, enter, and the length, let's go with 80, enter. Okay, and about the height, so let's go with 5, enter. Okay, so now let's go to top view. Okay, need to align this. So you can go with this alignment here and choose this, and I will only align the X position. So for that, what you can do, you can go with this minimum, the maximum. See, this is minimum and this is okay. So either it is minimum to minimum, or you can check maximum to maximum. Okay. So in the X direction, it will be changed only. You can click on apply. And if you are applying in this Y direction, like this, okay, that you can change also. So that is fine. I am satisfied with this. And now let me change the perspective direction, and this will be aligned with this. So let me align with this target object, and I will apply not in Y position, in the Z position I will apply, and I will apply the current object minimum with the target object maximum. So that is applied. Click on apply, and let's click on OK. And now let me go to the top view. I'll select this one, and before that, let me just a second. Let me check the width. 65, the length is 80. So I will go with this one and then mirror along the x-axis and choose copy or instance. Let's go with the offset value. So that is going to be 65, and it is minus 65. And also you have to go with the like the radius you have to minus here. Okay, so that is going to be the 3.5 that you have to minus. So okay, so sorry, it is the radius. You have to minus the diameter. Okay, so that is 58. Okay, and click on OK. And here to select this, go for mirror. Okay, and then go for this instance in this Y direction, and can check like this is the positive and this is the negative value, and there you have to place how much you have to place. Like let's first provide minus 80, enter, and that will be minus 72 or 70 minus 73, enter, and that is placed. Click on OK, and here you can see that is created. And later you can change the length and width. So let me change the length to 90, both side 5 mm, and width also 75. And if you go for top view, sorry, 5, enter, go to top view, T, enter, there it is. Okay, so this way you can do it. So you don't have to worry about this gap, so that you can do it after placing it. Okay, to say that initially I had created with 80 and 60, and then I changed it to 90 and 75, right? And this is the result. You can create any kind of objects with the help of this simple placement and alignment and mirror. Okay, so exactly you can do it. You can replace this with chamfer box as well. This one you can replace with chamfer box. Okay, and you can place another object there. So you can go with left view, and there you can create another, like this way you can create another. You can make it as a chair, kind of can apply it here. Okay, and you can give some modifier to it, like bend modifier. You have bend, you can apply bend, and you can see this is the gizmo at the center. You can change the gizmo as per that it will bend, and this is at the center. You can locate it the center, you can change the center. Okay, so let's apply the bend modifier. Is the list, and here you type bend. You see this is the bend modifier, and along which axis it will bend, so that you have to select. So let me show you, like this is the bend along the Z axis. You need to bend along the X axis, so you can choose X axis. If you want to bend along Y axis, then choose Y. Okay, and what will be the gizmo? As per that we will have your result. Okay, so now let me just go with this perspective view there. Let me change this to default shading. Okay, and bend modifier. Okay, so this one is not properly, uh, the height is not properly there. So the height value will be minus 25, I guess. And sorry, so you see that it is right now use transform coordinate to a selected, use transform coordinate center. So at the UCS origin, it will be always located. Now you must select either at the center location or at the pivot center. So let me choose selection center. And you can choose this alignment option. So this will be aligned with this, and that will be only in the X direction. So can choose minimum to minimum and apply. Okay, that is applied. And what you can do, you can apply bend modifier, be bend, and it is along the Z axis or not, along which axis you can define. So along I think X axis. So let's go with this along x-axis, and you see that it is right now bent. It's being bent here, and you can change the direction. As for that, you can have it. So let me show you the better result with this limit effect. And about the limit effect, so you see that on applying this limit effect uh, along the y-axis. Yes, it will be along y-axis, not along y. So here I'm applying this limit. Till this limit, it will be bent, and for the lower limit also. Okay, now let's increase the angle. Here it is applied. Now you can ask me, sir, why I can't see the bend? It is still as straight because there is no segment, right? There is no segment. So for that, you can choose this box, and there you can increase the length and height segment. So let me increase the height segment, width segment, and the length segment. Okay. And then let me come to bend and shear. This much of bend is fine. Okay, so that we can apply. Right, and after that you can like increase this part. What you can do, uh, let me come back to top view of 3. That one is right now selected, and you can align it. So select this, go for align. And this is the target object. This y direction, it will be aligned. So that is right now selected, I think. Click on apply. Okay, let me get back my perspective view, and that is aligned here. Okay, and now what you can do, you can change in the uh, z direction. So let me go with this one in the z direction, the minimum and the minimum. Let's apply on the field. That is done. Okay, so that is all for today. Try and apply some easy objects like this way, chair, box, and later we will modify them and we'll make it more accurate. Okay, so this is the conceptual stage. You can understand this as LOD 100. So you are just right now creating your LOD 100 or LOD 200 model. Okay, so that is all. Thank you guys.